We are joined right now by Jim Jameson. He is the owner and brewer of Foggy Noggin Brewing of Bothell. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you guys.
Where are you located in Bothell?
We're east of Canyon Park in a residential area. So we have some acreage, and we built the brewery in our back part of our property, and our taste room's in our garage.
Oh, nice.
So Foggy Noggin Brewing. How'd you come up with the name there, Jim?
Well, have you ever had too many beers?
Yes.
I'm a German, so yeah.
And you end up with a little foggy noggin.
We said earlier, you were talking about how all these craft beer people got together, and I said it had to be they were sitting around drinking beer, and they had a few of them, and one of them said, we can make beer, and that's pretty much how it starts. How did it start for you guys?
Well, for me, my wife bought me a Christmas present in 1992. Homebrew kit, and the rest is history.
No
It's
kidding.
the present that keeps on giving, right?
You got the perfect wife. She gets you a beer kit for your.
That's a keeper. That's a keeper right there.
So tell me about what's your background before you got into making craft beers?
Well, I'm a salesman by trade. I still work a regular job Monday through Friday, and we brew on the weekends. But learned to like really great beer back in the late 70s when a lot of the imports were coming out, and I lived down in the Portland area at that time.
Portland's a great beer town as well, isn't it?
It's a great beer town.
Oh yeah. Portland, the whole state of Oregon. I mean, it's we're the number. Well, I guess California is because of the amount of people that live there, but some good beers down there as well. Tell me about what you brought to the table here this afternoon. You've got the Rufus English IPA. Tell me about that one, and you brought us a sample, I believe, too.
This one right here is the Rufus English IPA.
Okay.
A lot different than what you're going to find out for other IPAs here. Much more malt balance to it. It's got a lot of rye in it as well.
That's good.
And the key is the hops. Those English hops got an earthy presence to them, a lot of flavor, but not that bitter bite that you get from the Northwest hops.
Yeah.
That is very good.
I like that, and just what you said, without the bitterness to it, I like that. I love beers. Is that kind of an amber color?
It's kind of a copper, golden copper.
I feel like I'm watching a soccer match. That's what I feel like when I drink this.
I enjoy that color of that type of beer.
That's
That's
fantastic.
a summer seasonal for us right now that we're running, and all of our beer names are named after Pac-12 schools. Most of them are.
What is this one called?
Rufus. And so Wilbur's their current mascot. Way before Wilbur, they had a real live wildcat as their mascot, and it was named Rufus. And they got hung in a tree on a little exercise they're doing, and they put the end of them. So we thought that Rufus deserved a beer named after him.
That's
and again,
fantastic.
where was this at?
Arizona Wildcat.
Arizona, okay.
Did you go to a Pac-10 school?
I'm a Beaver.
You're a beaver.
Go
Okay.
Beavs!
A beaver.
We're going to let that slide here.
Beaver believer.
Damn it.
At least you're not a duck. If you were a duck, we might have to.
Well, and the Christmas duck.
Glad you said that.
That's the next one. So this
Uh-oh.
is the Christmas Duck Porter. Tell me about that.
That's a beer we make year-round, and I started making it when I was homebrewing as a Christmas present to everybody.
Yeah.
And we change the recipe each year until this one, everybody just said, that's a dynamite beer.
I was just going to say that's a dynamite beer. That's very good.
You pour this in the eggnog for Christmas.
You can do whatever you like with it.
So
but
Yeah, once you take it home and once you do it in the privacy of your own home.
So you give this out. You give this out as Christmas presents. Here's my card and my address.
Yeah, right.
So you
right.
can.
And I know Christmas is big in your family.
Yeah, Hanukkah, Christmas, all the same. That's okay. I'll accept that.
that's a year-round beer for us, too, and obviously it's named after the Oregon Ducks, which are not my favorite team.
Right.
Because
I would think you'd make it your worst tasting beer.
Yeah, no doubt. No
So
doubt.
what other Pac-12 beers do you have? What's the University of Washington Husky beer?
Well, they actually have one that has two beers. We have English strong ales called Castrated Dog, and we actually won Best Strong Ale in that last year out of the Northwest Brewing News paper. And the other one we just released is called Wasky, which was a former real live dog mascot they had, and it's a bottled Burton Ale that we have in our tasting room.
Oh, wow. And the tasting room again is where in Bothell?
It's east of Canyon Park, residential area, and if you go to our website, foggynogginbrewing.com, you can get directions.
I have a question for you. This might be a little off the wall. Or any type of presence in Corvallis with your beers?
We don't. We only sell in Western Washington.
Okay. Gotcha.
And so what's the Oregon, what's the Beaver beer?
It's called Bit O' Beaver, and it's an English bitter. And it's another year-round beer.
See what happens when you start talking about Oregon State here? That's when all hell starts breaking loose.
And the Rufus English IPA, that is your seasonal one?
That's our summer seasonal, our current.
How far in advance do brewers make and plan in preparation for their seasonal brews?
We're looking about 6 months out.
I was thinking
so. We're getting ingredients.
So you're already getting ready for gearing up for probably for the winter.
Our next beer is going to be our Scottish ale, which is called Oski Wow Wow. That's for the Cal Bears. And then in November comes out Butch's Brew for the Cougars, and
Right.
that's a nut brown, English nut brown.
Sounds like you're just as creative with the names as you are with the beers.
Is that
Makes it fun.
Right.
Is that available in Pullman? Do you sell a lot of that?
Only in Western Washington.
Okay.
I think they have enough beer in Pullman.
Yeah.
Having a bad beer in Pullman.
I think you're right. And so you have a regular job. You only do this on weekends. Do you have a full staff that markets and sells your beer?
No, it's a whole family-run deal. So right now our tasting room's open as we speak. My daughter and her husband are running it today. My wife is helping us at the festival, and my oldest son brews a lot of days on the weekends with me, and my other son does all the keg cleaning.
When do you have time to go golfing?
You know, I used to be a pretty decent golfer, and I've played twice this year.
Oh, wow. Come out.
tell you what.
You should come out with us.
We actually do a golf show on our station. So why don't we do this? We'll provide the golf, you provide the beer.
You're on.
We'll have a fun
Fantastic.
time.
And I'll be the designated driver on the carts.
Perfect. Yeah.
I don't think I didn't want you being the designated driver in the cart, man. Fantastic. That is Jim Jameson, the owner and brewer of Foggy Noggin Brewing in Bothell.
Where do we find your booth here?
We're booth number 22, so we're almost to the music stage on the right up there. We've got our next door neighbor is Fish Brewing,
Okay.
from down in Olympia,
and they've got a tasting room right down there
Yep.
at the corner of Broadway.
right across Comcast Arena.
Your beer is awesome, and I love these stories of he got for Christmas a beer making deal, and you've turned it into this. Congratulations!
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for coming.
And your website again is Jim.
It's FoggyNogginBrewing.com.
Check it
Cool.
out. I loved both of those. The Rufus English
Me
IPA
too.
and the Christmas Duck Porter. Fantastic, and nice to meet you, my friend.
Thank you.
Let's take a break, and we'll come back and we'll talk more beer stuff. It's the Locker Room Special Edition.
In heaven there is no
Live
fear.
from the Everett Craft Beer Festival. We're drinking beer. It's Maury, Stitch, and Dimitri right here on Fox Sports 1380.
That's why.